viele chinesische Wanderarbeiter wären nötig, um hier die Bienen zu ersetzen? Für diese Mandelberge haben 4 Milliarden Bienen einen Monat lang gearbeitet. Auch wer sich vegetarisch ernährt, ist von industrieller Tierhaltung abhängig. Ich suche den Grund für das Bienensterben und begegne dem göttlichen Wachstumsversprechen, das wir schon in der Sonntagsschule lernen. Seid fruchtbar und mehret euch und machet euch die Erde untertan. Das Bienensterben ist gar kein Mysterium. Sie sterben nicht einfach an Pestiziden oder Milben oder Antibiotika oder Inzucht oder Stress. Es ist die Summe von allem. Die Bienen sterben am Erfolg der Zivilisation. Sie sterben am Menschen, der aus Wildbienen gefügige Haustiere gemacht hat. Aus Wölfen anfällige Pudel. Aber warum lassen sich die Bienen das gefallen? Für diesen Film sind wir 4-mal um die Erde geflogen. Bei einem der letzten Flüge schaue ich aus dem Fenster und mir fällt eine Geschichte aus Alice im Wunderland ein. Die Geschichte von der roten Königin. Die rote Königin packt Alice bei der Hand. Sie rennt und rennt mit ihr, bis Alice kaum noch Atem holen kann. Schneller, schneller, ruft die rote Königin. Der Wind bläst Alice fast die Haare vom Kopf, doch die Welt um sie herum bewegt sich nicht, als würden Bäume und Sträucher mitlaufen. Schneller, ruft die rote Königin, bis Alice erschöpft zu Boden sinkt. Sie schaut sich um. Ich glaube fast, sagt sie, wir sind am gleichen Ort geblieben. Es ist alles wie vorher. Selbstverständlich, antwortet die rote Königin. Du musst so schnell rennen, wie du kannst, wenn du am gleichen Fleck bleiben willst.
Scene, the Lakeville fire chief couldn't figure out why there was a cloud around the accident when there was nothing on fire.
It was a haze, a black haze around the whole scene, and I was going, I just had never quite seen anything like that.
Didn't know he drove right into a swarm of bees. Stung in the face a few times immediately, he ordered his crews to wear full turnout gear for protection.
14 people have died in the U.S. since 2004. After being attacked by swarms of killer bees.
Killer bees first escaped from a Brazilian breeding experiment, then migrated through Central America and Mexico, along the way gaining a deadly reputation, allegedly killing hundreds of people.
Killerbienen sind eine Kreuzung von europäischen mit afrikanischen Bienen. Ihr korrekter Name ist afrikanisierte Honigbiene. 26 Schwärme sind aus einem Labor der Universität Sao Paulo entkommen. Schlagen die Bienen endlich zurück oder sind sie die Retter in der Not?
Hey, Rebo.
Hey, Fred.
Came to get your bees. So, you're gonna have to take off this soffit here.
You did say I'd get a suit, right?
Yeah, you'll get a suit.
All right, Fred. You're my friend.
In 1992, a local minister called me to his home. He said, I want you to come get my bees because his neighbor had put in an exercise ring for his horses. And so the bees that were on his property were stinging the horses and the people on the horses because the horses were making a lot of noise and vibrating the earth, and of course bees don't like that. So I went over dressed like this with no protection whatsoever. I think I was wearing a short sleeve shirt because I was used to working with the European bees, and I thought that this won't be too big of a problem. But I got over there, and of course it was. The bees were much more ferocious than any I had ever seen previously. I wasn't sure exactly what they were, but I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll find the queens and I'll put in nice new queens, because these bees are just too mean.
Around the neck, huh?
And so I put in a gentle queen, and the bees killed her, immediately killed her, and they raised their own queen. It's always a good idea to pee first.
Okay.
Yeah, before we get the bees excited.
Oh, yeah.
So if you need to go, now is the time.
No, I think I'm pretty good.
You pretty good? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Just a tad.
Beautiful, beautiful nest.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. Perfect rows.
Yeah.
They filled the cavity.
Yeah, Rebo, these are your killer bees.
The honey flow's been on.
Honey flow has
You
been
can
on.
see that cone's real fresh, and the stuff further back is brood cone.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's beautiful. Looks good even in the bucket.
Well, you know, Rebo, if you had lived in Tucson like 15 years ago, somebody might have charged you $1,000 to take this out.
At the time, I had mites, parasitic mites. And so I thought, these really vicious hives, I won't treat them, and so the mites will kill them. The mites did not kill them. These hives thrived with no treatment, whereas my gentle treated hives did not do very well at all. And so I began to think, maybe there's something to these bees. At the time, I was thinking maybe these were African bees. I didn't tell anyone because I was afraid of what might happen if I did.
That's some nice brood. Now this,
Oh, yeah, the yellow's got
yeah,
the brood.
where is our box, Rebo?
So, oh, I see. That's what the string
Yeah,
is
that's
for.
what the string is for.
That's what the bears get in the hives for, huh, Fred?
Yeah.
Not looking for the honey, they're looking for the brood. There we go. Want to pour them in the hive?
Yeah, let's pour 'em in.
Queen may well be in this bunch right here.
The lid on.
It's quite a bit heavier than just the honey that we put in there.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much a few bees weigh.
Let's put it just on the edge here. Want to make sure.
Scoot them off the
bees.
bottom.
Yeah, there any bees on the bottom?
Not many.
Okay,
Give it a
good.
sweep.
I think we're in good shape. Americans are always afraid of being invaded. If not illegal immigrants, then killer bees.
I do have to wear a bee suit now. I do have to work my bees much more carefully, but it's easily worth it. I know that they do make more honey, and they make honey that doesn't have any chemicals in it. So that means an awful lot to me.
Looking good! Lots of drones!
The bees are not really native to Australia. They arrived with the first settlers, and over time, some of them, of course, escaped, and they got established. So we have honeybees that can survive without any human help, which is very different from Europe, China, and Northern America.